Hey, hey, everybody. Hey, good morning,
Good
and
morning.
welcome to Real Estate It's That Simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. I am your friend of the real estate business, Phil Nordella, and of course we have a full show. We've been sitting here. Oh, wait a minute. Who am I sitting next to?
Just me.
The hostess with the mostest, and officially today she's officially 15 months pregnant.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's Taylor Williams-Moniz.
15 months pregnant.
Wait, the math does not
Sure
add
as
up
heck
here.
feels like it.
Oh,
Over 9 months pregnant.
yeah, with the size, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Taylor obviously is
that's fun.
a full partner of Donahoe Young and Williams,
I
which is
am.
awesome. She's terrific. She's also the head honcho over at the Bar Association for Santa Clarita.
Yeah, a couple
And
more
that's-
months.
That's awesome for a couple more months.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then of course we have in the studio our adopted son.
Mr.
Hello.
Patrick.
Hello, Patrick.
Hello, mother. Hello, father.
was just talking about when he moves out into his first apartment, the housewarming gifts I'm going to get him.
From IKEA.
I don't know. You might not want to do that because he still has to tell us a little bit, just a little bit about his Vegas trip.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you made it back.
I did make it back alive. This is true.
Yep.
I
okay.
do.
And
Did you need bail money?
he would have
Not-
called me. And if he would have called me, I actually probably wouldn't have told you, Dad. So
Not this
he
time.
did not call.
Not this
Good.
time.
Not this time.
Okay. Good.
No,
But you had
and-
fun, yeah.
No, we had fun. Yeah.
Good.
Had my fill. We actually went on the high roller. Me and my family.
I've done that. Did you do the car with the bar?
No, it was a little
What
too.
the heck are
It
you
was a
guys
little.
talking about?
There's a
The
bar
Ferris
one.
wheel.
The Ferris wheel.
Oh.
They have ones where it's like general admission.
And then there's ones with
the
a bar in it. And my office manager, hi Sherry, and I went a couple of years ago, and no one else was in line, and so we got in, and it has a full bar. So the woman was making us drinks. So we're like downing drinks as you
On a
go around the
Ferris
Ferris
Yes.
wheel.
Where is it at?
It's
Right by the strip.
in the
like-
promenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What's
Yeah.
the one with all the hotel with all the flamingos? Is
It's
that
the flamingo.
It's a blonde moment. It's right there. No, but I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know it was called
Literally
the
the flamingo.
Okay, I just remember leaving the Ferris wheel and walking by a bunch of flamingos.
Did
so
you know?
it
You
would
know
make
how that
sense.
got named? Was from Bugsy Malone. He liked pink flamingos.
Oh, well, there you
That's
go.
why they called it the
It's
flamingo.
very fitting.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's fun. I like
Yeah,
the,
it
the
was
high
fun.
roller.
All right. So
Yeah.
we talked. Did you make any money?
No.
Oh.
But
Did you lose a lot of money?
No, but I
Okay.
mean, the highlight was I was playing like a couple dollars of blackjack in the corner with my dad, and I at one point got up to $20, and it was down 20, went up 20. I was like, oh, and cashed out immediately. Like, I win.
You know, I've been going to
smart.
Vegas for so long. I'm going to ask you guys. You guys can tell me what you think of the amount of money that I brought the first time I went. I was 19.
Okay.
Okay. What was my bankroll? And we drove there. Me and a friend of mine. We both drove there. What was my bankroll? What did I go there with to stay the entire weekend with? How much money?
You go first, Taylor.
Does this include hotel or is this
No,
just
the hotel
gambling
was
money?
another $15 a night.
I'm gonna go $50.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with 150.
What do you think? I was rich. I went with $15.
Wow.
And you know what's funny is we lost it within
You're
the first
aging
hour.
yourself.
Oh no. do I really need to, do I really need to do that?
15.
So
No, but
with
then
$15.
what do you do?
Well, here's the joke. The joke was I lost all my money,
Okay.
all $15 within the first couple hours, and then I went over and sat in the bar and ordered a drink. And the guy comes over and he goes, "Excuse me, sir, are you 21?" And I went, no. And he goes, "Well, you can't sit here in the bar." And I go, "Why didn't you tell me that when I was losing my money at the blackjack table? Why didn't you
Right.
tell me to leave then? Maybe I'd still have some money." He goes, "I'm sorry, you just can't sit here." So my friend
Sad day.
actually lost his money, and he went to the strip and started selling some of the stuff that he had. He sold a gold chain.
Oh, my.
He sold his hairdryer, and somebody gave him
Of
some
course,
money
he's
for a
with
hairdryer.
someone with a hairdryer.
Goes without saying.
Yep.
Right? Sells his hairdryer. You know what the guy did? The guy gave him $15 for his hairdryer, and he goes, "Do me a favor, take this and get out of town."
Wow.
It was a great time. It was a great time. Yeah.
I feel like we could spend the entire hour talking about that story, but okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was the other time where I bet $750 on a hand, and of
my.
course, I got an 11, right?
Oh no.
And the dealer had 5, and so I put another $1,100 on the hand. And ended up with a 4, and the dealer ended up with 18. And I did that right next to Judy, and she looked at me. She went, "That was stupid." And I went,
like-
"What? No, it wasn't that. You don't
I
understand.
don't
You don't
understand.
understand."
It was a game of numbers. It's a game of. I was
exactly
counting
right.
in my brain.
Yeah,
Judy, shush.
yeah.
Wow.
So, you know what?
Okay.
Should we talk about real estate at all?
I feel like it's probably a good idea.
You would think, yeah.
By the numbers?
Yeah.
SCV.
Not in Vegas,
By
right?
the
We're
number.
gonna talk
Oh,
about-
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
real
we were
estate
talking
here.
about by the
That's a good
numbers.
one.
Gotta keep y'all on
It
your toes.
It was funny though, because when I actually lost all that right then, Judy goes, "Well, if you have to get some more, just put it on a credit card." We had no money at the time, right?
Oh no, don't put it on a credit card,
Oh,
Judy.
oh, yeah, no, I did like 3 of them,
Mm-mm.
and then I got completely and totally
I'm
hammered.
scared.
This was in the Bahamas, by the way, and I got completely and totally hammered.
I've gambled.
And the pit boss actually looked, and they knew us by then. And the pit boss looks and goes, "Judy, take him home."
That's when you're done. You're cut off. You're done.
So,
Wow.
so that was the only time she says, "I've never seen you be a jerk, but you were a jerk." Because I was so upset that I should have won that $2,200,
Okay.
and I think she had her heart
Wow.
set on some
Poor
jewelry
Judy.
while we were
I'm
there.
not going to Vegas with Phil or the Bahamas or
I'm
wherever.
actually a blast to go. That was the only
Yeah,
time.
yeah, so
If
he
if I
says.
have more than $15, then I'm
I
fun.
thought he was gonna say if I have more than 15 drinks, then I'm fine.
More than 15.
Anyway, what were we talking? We're talking about numbers at some
Numbers.
point. Let's
Yes.
do it. I'm not guessing because I never get the right.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Well, I'm just wondering, are we going to hear by the numbers at all? or-
He did it
I
already.
played it.
No.
Yes.
No. Hey, I've been up since 2 a.m.,
You,
right? So
you know
there's-
what? Do you want me to play it again?
Please.
You have, yes, you
Well,
have been up
fine.
since 2 a.m.
No, rewind the show. I want to hear. I want proof.
Or the-
Okay.
He really did do it. I
SCV.
promise.
By the number.
There it is. Okay. Now, after all of that, interest rates are low.
Yep.
Active listings are at 242.
Okay. That's
and,
good.
And that's it. You know what?
Hmm.
The house 3 doors down from me is in escrow for $1.45 million.
Okay.
That's messed up.
Why?
Well, it's just ridiculous.
That's high.
That's
low?
high.
That's high. Okay.
Yeah, that's really high.
But doesn't that make you kind of happy? Doesn't that make your property value go up, at least for the wee time being?
Maybe.
Okay, then there you go. I'm trying to find a silver lining for you. You've been up since 2 a.m. You're tired. We just had to talk about you and Judy and the Bahamas.
And it was nice. We had a good time other than that.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, in the news. Oregon.
What? Now you're just backwards. In the news.
In the news, Oregon.
Wait.
Wait, hold on. The
Oh,
up, the up, up.
Do the.
You know,
That was a fast
This-
transition.
this is a
It's probably our best show, quite frankly. I'm really glad my husband's watching it. My Angelique, one of my best friends,
yeah.
is listening
Yeah,
to
on
it.
Facebook Live too.
My office is probably like, what the
Well,
heck is
we're
going on?
tired. Like I said, she's 15 months pregnant. I'm exhausted, and you know what? This is
Patrick
this
will
is
click the button
this
so
is
we can
just
get
what
on
you
with
get. Okay, it's just what you get.
There you go.
And now, in the news.
We actually have good.
I don't even know if I
Alright.
should even do the up
No,
anymore.
no, not at this point.
Oh, sure.
He wants to.
Yeah, I've got
Fine.
it. Up.
Hey, guys and dolls.
Hey, guys and
It's your
dolls.
favorite
Just
time
watching
of
the
show,
clock tick away,
Taylor Talk.
silently crying. Why do I prepare? Why do I even prepare?
Why do I prepare?
I don't know.
Oh.
Next time I'm going to send her a rundown, and she's going to go, you know what?
No.
Don't bother.
I'm just gonna write back
Don't-
no.
Don't bother. Okay, Oregon.
What do we
Oh my
got?
God, Oregon becomes the first U.S. state to ban home buyer love letters.
When I saw this the other day, I thought of you. I knew that you were going to want to talk about this because I know
Aw,
you love a
that's
good
nice.
love letter. Yeah. Or you don't, right?
Well, no, not necessarily. I do not. Okay, so what does it say here? It says home buyers have used these so-called love letters to help their offers stand out, but critics say they leave the door open for discrimination,
Ding, ding,
which
ding.
is not
Which
a
we
good
talked
thing.
about a couple months
We
ago.
did,
It
and
actually does.
I'll explain what a love letter is in a second. It says
Okay.
Oregon will become the first state to require real estate agents to reject so-called love letters from home buyers and to sellers. The new law, which will go into effect January throughout Oregon, says sellers' agents must reject any communication, not just the love letters, any communication other than customer documents.
Yeah, but this just bothers me. Other than customary documents,
Yep.
what is a customary document? They don't define it. I looked. That
Oh,
irritates
look
me.
at that.
I'm just because I'm
Well,
wondering what does that mean.
There's something else in
but
here.
wait.
Well,
there's
no.
more.
As soon as I get to it, I'm going to ask you about it.
Uh-oh.
You're right,
Okay.
though. Customary documents. In fact, somebody here later on says, if I send them a cover letter, is that a customary
Exactly.
document? Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'll put it in there.
There you go.
So anyway, let me explain what a love letter is.
Yes.
Okay. So you've got your clients, and they're nice people. You know, they're a man and a wife, and they look at the house, they fall in love with it. They've got a couple of cute kids, they got a dog, everything, and they go, we really could see us living here. This would be awesome. Please do everything you can. So the agent goes, well, okay, let's take a picture of you, sitting with your dog in front of the American flag, whatever, and then let's write a letter. saying how much.
And a lot of times it's motivated because there are so many offers on each house.
Exactly right. Now,
So,
I used to. We used to be able to actually perform these presentations in person. The way it used to be
mm-hmm.
is I had an offer, and I would sit down with you and your husband,
Right.
and I would say, "Let me tell you about my clients," and that was the way it worked. Then it changed, so now it's love letters. So anyway, so the problem is
Oregon says no.
these letters often paint a personal picture meant to tug at the heartstrings of the seller, which is so true. I mean, that was one I got like 15 of them. And, of course, you've got the vet that lost his leg in the war.
Oh,
You've got this, you've got that. It's like, oh, geez, this police officer, blah, blah, blah. And
That
you're
is
going,
hard.
oh, God.
How do you
Okay,
pick?
so it says, but critics say they can also reveal information about buyers that could be used to discriminate against them or others, consciously or otherwise, in violation of the Fair Housing Act.
Right.
The National Association of Realtors advises its members to only consider legitimate, non-discriminatory criteria when selling a home. Failing to do so could leave agents in a compromised position. That's my question to you. Realistically, how compromised could they possibly be if they send a love letter and they don't get the house?
And they don't.
And they don't get the house. That would be the only people that would actually say, "Hey, I got discriminated against because
I don't
of
know.
my
My
love letter."
husband and I are the only mixed race couple that applied, and we, but I mean, there's a million ways that you could say that you're discriminated against.
Yeah, but
So-
how about this? I mean, can they
Depends
really
on the
go
lawyer
after
how mean is. Yeah. To your answer, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
what are the extent of the damages? I don't know how large, but yes.
That's my next thing. It says
Man,
right
I'm
here, it
good.
says the association is unaware of whether buyer love letters have led to any lawsuits.
There you go.
Okay. Still, some agents Inman spoke to said that the opportunity to discriminate is apparent. And then this next thing about the fact that this lady who owns Keller Williams, she said, I wrote a love letter and it worked for me.
Is that because she owns Keller Williams?
She owns a Keller Williams office, and she's a nice white lady that had no problem getting her offer accepted. So,
But she did say she understands that she probably got preferential treatment because
Yes.
of those things you just mentioned.
I'm gonna
so
get that to you. Yep, absolutely. And here's the other thing: is some agents, unfortunately, will take some of the love letters and send them through, and others they won't. Oh, think about that.
Interesting. So they're filtering, pre-filtering. See, that would irritate me because I'm an information gatherer. I'd want to see all.
No.
Of them. Did you ever gather that about me? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I go both ways.
It says the new law explicitly says banning the letters should help sellers avoid discriminating among potential buyers based on familial or marital status, in addition to the buyer's race, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, or religion. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it pushes it back to being more of an objective standard than a subjective one, and I think that makes sense.
I actually read this, which is interesting. They've
The
got people that
comments.
comments.
The comments are always spicy.
Yeah. Well, here's an
They're
interesting
fun.
thing, and this guy cracked me up because, and this really doesn't have too much to do with the article, but if you have a buyer and they're a VA buyer, you've got a lot of problems.
Right.
Because it's just, the VA is looking out for the veterans so much that they make it really not, I mean, the sellers don't want to take them, right? So he puts down here, VA loan, here's my VA loan, here's my love letter. Dear seller, our offer will include the most strings attached, a strict adherence to the appraisal, which we understand everyone else is ignoring, and your lowest probable net. We look forward to your rejection. Which is sad.
But
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
Which is messed up.
I know.
Yep.
Well, stay tuned.
Yes. Okay. What's next? You ready?
Yeah.
This is, we're going to look behind the curtain here when
I
it
love
comes to
this
real
one.
estate. It
Yep.
cracks me up. So if you're wondering just exactly how people train agents that don't really know what they're doing, and this is kind of a cute thing that tells you how they're training the agents to deal with you buyers and sellers.
Okay.
They've divided you into 6 types. And it says right here,
Patty, let's see what we fall
6
into.
client types
Yep.
every new agent should mentally prepare for. As a new agent, you'll likely meet all sorts of different clients and personalities. Knowing how to approach each personality type will help you better communicate and navigate obstacles. Let's see. And maybe you'll see some of your clients in here too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was having a ball reading this last night.
So it says you must know whom you are dealing with and how to interact and communicate with them correctly so your relationships are not negatively impacted because of something you say or do. All right, let's take number 1,
All right.
the know-it-all client.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of those? Wow.
A
Well,
few, yes, yes.
What was that?
I know.
That's
Make
so
sure- I'm
Shuddering.
like, you don't even need me. Just go do it on your own.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know why
really.
you called.
Okay, it says here you can provide these clients with your expert counsel and professional experience, but they will always want to know. But they will always want
you to know
that they know more than you do.
Yeah.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, gotcha.
These clients know it all. Attitudes bring their egos front and center.
It's frustrating.
So what they're telling you now is they're saying, look, be careful in how you handle the know-it-all client. You must be careful not to step on their egos. Their ego is enormous. And if they feel you are trying to deflate it, they will quickly turn away from you. You want to derail bad ideas before you and do not want to embarrass them. Number 2, the yes, of course client. Yes, of course. These clients tend to be highly agreeable to everything but slow to make up their minds on a decision that they must make. They have a people-pleasing tendency. They might that might hinder their ability to provide you with honest, valuable feedback to move forward in a transaction. Number 3, the no way client. No way. Okay, this client will probably find something wrong with every property you show him or her. Talk about glass full types, glass half full types. The glass half empty types.
I was just waiting. I'm like, he's going to get it. I'm not going to correct him. He's going to get it. I'm watching him read it.
I'll just read slower. Talk about glass half empty types. These clients always tend to be discouraging and pessimistic. As buyers, they will probably not be happy with any home you present to them. As sellers, they might dismiss any idea you give them to market their house.
I think this comes in both of our industries with past experience. So if you have somebody that had a bad real estate experience or a bad, experience with their agent or whomever beforehand, a lot of times they're
I love the ones that actually have sold one house before, had nothing really to do with the sale, but they look, I know
I know what's going on here.
And you're like, oh, okay. The do nothing client. Okay. This client tells you nothing and provides no feedback, verbal or nonverbal. They will stay quiet and they will drive you crazy with their silence.
I don't think I have any of these.
Their first response to any question you ask them is often, I don't know. At times, you will feel like you need a crowbar to get anything out of them. If you are a conversational person, you might become frustrated with this group.
Yeah, I can see how that would be very frustrating. We have people that don't return my calls because they don't want to pay for the billing, right? That's a whole different type of category.
That's like me and my accountant at $350 an hour.
There you go.
I have a question. I don't want to ask him.
Yeah.
The pit bull client. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I decided to name them pit bullies because their characteristics are similar to a pit bulldog. That's mean.
I know. I met the nicest pitty on a walk this morning with my dogs. They're so lovely.
She says pit bulls are loud barkers and they never stop making noise when they are upset or want something. These clients are always going to be pushy, ruthless, and loud. They will go off on a rant when something upsets them. They demand immediate action and they will be impatient and waiting for you to give them an answer. I like this one. The thermonuclear client. Thermonuclear, that sounds bad. These are the most difficult of the 6 client groups. Like a nuclear explosion, all hell breaks loose. You will want to find shelter immediately. They have unprovoked rages that seem disproportionate to the issue at hand.
Maybe they have something else going on.
You know what you think. They're dog kickers.
Yeah.
The dog didn't do anything.
Exactly.
They just had a really bad day. They come home and they kick their dog.
Does that happen to you a lot? That happens to me a lot, but that's just the nature of my profession. People don't like lawyers.
No, you know what's funny is I'm very good at diffusing.
I can see that, definitely.
As soon as people come up, I go down.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get it. And I always start with, I get it. I'm on your side.
My vocabulary. I understand.
And they go, huh?
Yep.
What?
I understand.
And I go, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. Now, let's look at it this way, though.
Would you say these are accurate? These 6 kind of categories of icky, red flaggers?
Here's the scary thing is you really kind of got to know this, right? You can't read this and go, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to handle it. That's the school of hard knocks. You got to get into the trenches and actually handle that and see, because there have been some times where I'm so nice and everything until get a little bit.
Until we're not.
Yeah, I'm like way over here, and then all of a sudden I'm like, uh-oh. Then I go thermonuclear.
Yep.
So it's
I can see that.
And so I have to be careful of that, right? Because you don't want to have that.
That's very few and far between.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Judy says, maybe a couple times. That's all.
I'm going to grill her when I see her at your barbecue next week.
One time was in the Bahamas.
Oh, God. Hey, we have a really exciting guest on our second segment.
Oh, I
so
know.
I hate to rush you, but I feel like let's take a quick break so we can get her.
Do you really hate to rush me?
I do. Because you're very interesting. I like talking about this, but I want to get to our guest. So let's take a quick break.
I can't wait.
We'll be right back.
Absolutely.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661-312-3561. It's that simple. Marla Ferris at Augusta Financial is the consummate mortgage professional, committed to helping you turn your dream of homeownership into reality. With more than 22 years in the finance mortgage industry, Marla brings extensive experience and top knowledge to help make your loan experience hassle-free. Given her honesty, integrity, and attention to detail, she is the loan officer you can trust. Marla knows what it takes to get you the best loan, the best rate, and the best service in the industry. You'll find Marla Ferris at Marla, FERRIS.com.
Castle Inspection is the top choice for home inspection in Santa Clarita. With over 20 years experience, make Castle Inspection your choice when buying your new condominium or home. From mobile homes to mansions, the outhouse to the penthouse, your best bet is Annette from Castle Inspection. An inspection is a fair and objective evaluation of the home's physical and mechanical systems. Expert knowledge, thorough research, and clear communication are what sets Annette at Castle above the rest. Schedule your appointment online now at castleinspection.com.
If you're looking for an SCV-based home design firm you can trust, look no further. Style My Space is a recognized leader in luxury vacant home staging and interior design projects for all of northern Los Angeles County since 2006. Their 5-star reputation for beautiful staging installations helps sellers realize up to 10% higher offers in as little as 1/3 the time as non-staged homes. Get an instant quote on our website at stylemyspace.com. That's stylemyspace.com.
Donahoe Young & Williams is your award-winning go-to law firm for all real estate matters, including the changing legal landscape due to COVID-19. In addition, Donahoe Young & Williams can help you create an estate plan that accomplishes your wishes, protects you and your family, and avoids time-consuming and expensive California probate. If you've been financially devastated by the pandemic, Donahoe Young & Williams can help with debt negotiation and, when needed, bankruptcy under Chapters 7, 11, and 13. Visit Taylor Williams at dywlaw.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hey, okay, welcome back to Real Estate is That Simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. So I'm excited.
I am too.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you right now, our next guest is somebody that actually runs her own company, and it's probably the most important factor when it comes to a real estate transaction.
Agreed.
And Annette Matthews owns Castle Home Inspection, and I've been using her for the last 15 years or so, maybe longer. And Annette, how are you?
Terrific. Enjoying the weather.
Oh, yeah. Now, you've been crazy busy, haven't you?
Yes. The home inspection business is very active right now.
I was talking to you earlier, and you had given me an idea of one of your days this week. Tell us what the day was like. It was nuts.
Well, real estate inspection is always interesting because you never choose. It takes you on the adventure and the journey of the day. And this recent interest rate has really kept things hopping, and it's brought out some of the more interesting transactions that I've seen over, the last several years. But I did an inspection in a beautiful Hollywood Beechwood Drive, 26-unit apartment building, truly, 1950s special, but gorgeous, 26 units, walked every unit, all the caverns of the storages and everything that you can imagine in a 1950s structure, but fun. And then I went to Sherman Oaks and did a beautiful little, again, just 1947 bungalow. So you're, 1,000 feet. But again, beautiful property, tiny little house, and people just so excited to get into it for around $1 million. And then the coup de grace for the day was going to Santa Monica,
my hood,
fairly close to the beach, and there I did a 6,000 square foot house built by a famous contemporary architect with a swimming pool that has current, and of course it had a
nice
a guest house, and it had a garage that had a swivel and it turned your car around, and
of course
things that are just
necessary.
off the charts. And again, the most exciting conversation was, where do we put a refrigerated wine cellar? And the agent kept saying, well, how about a nice little cellar? And the man finally corrected her, and he said, I'm not interested in a cellar. I want a wine room.
There's a difference.
So
I didn't know.
Yep.
Wow.
They want a full refrigerated room. So
wow.
I thought that was fun, and that was my day. And I literally crawled into my back door.
Oh yeah, that's
Exhaustion.
it. That's it.
At about 8 o'clock, and yet, what a wonderful day! What a wonderful day!
That's awesome. So no 2 days are the same. It sounds like.
Well, that sounds like
Ever.
a huge day.
No. Well, no, that's what I'm saying exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
But so
and
Annette.
the people.
Oh, go ahead.
It's
I didn't
the
hear what you
people.
said. Oh, it's the people. Yep, that's true. And learning the difference between a wine cellar and a cellar, because I'm going to tell Phil off air, but there is a difference.
I didn't know.
So for our listeners, if we just take it back a notch, talk to us kind of about just the nuts and bolts of what a physical inspector does.
Well, the purpose of doing a home inspection during your exploration part of escrow, because normally when you're looking to purchase a house, especially today when the pressure is really on, people tell me most often that they were in the house maybe 3, 5, 7 minutes when they told the agent, let's write an offer.
That's true.
Wow.
After that, the reality hits, and some people have, that's when the pendulum starts swinging, and you can have real emotional highs, or you can have fear that is, just unrelenting fear, where people tell me, I haven't slept in 3 days. But the reason that an agent brings in or a client searches out on their own a home inspector is to have a third party, a third person set of eyes who is fair and objective, who's not involved with the real estate transaction or has any interest in it. And that's really critical, that in an inspection, you never refer to yourself or what your personal experience is. You look at a refrigerator, you don't want to say, oh, I like Frigidaire, I have one too. That has nothing to do with it.
She's smart.
This is a moderate, this is a midline refrigerator. People find them, they have excellent customer service. That's about the things you say. But again, what you're looking at site, drainage, foliage, because foliage right now really is impactful. We have some people are concerned about drought. Some people are concerned about the leaves on the trees.
Yeah.
Are not so much falling off, but limbs. Pine trees are literally dropping whole sections of the tree onto houses or driveways, who knows what. But now that's starting to become a factor where people realize what watering and what this drought really does mean.
Right.
But you look at what they call the envelope of the structure. Is it stucco? Is it wood? Is it who knows what? Old bricks? What kind of windows does it have? Again, in this, especially heat, is where you're looking at the investment of good dual pane windows that operate properly, that are safe, that your children aren't going to get hurt.
I got a story about that, yeah.
Of course.
And then, doors, access, what we call access and egress. Do I trip every time I go up the stairs? Do I fall down? Do I fall off the patio because it's got a, 6-inch ledge that isn't marked?
That's
and
a
then,
problem.
of course, roof. What kind of roof has it got? Do houses have gutters?
Right.
Again, when we do have rain, that is so critical because people will say the water literally comes in the walls. Well, let's put some gutters on it and keep the water off from the perimeter of the property.
Absolutely.
Garage storage. Then you're talking, water heaters, sink disposal, dishwasher, cooktop, ventilation, and hence goes the list.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
It's a lot.
If you've just joined us, we're talking to Physical Inspector Extraordinaire Annette Matthews, owner of Castle Home Inspections. I've been working with her forever. And I got to tell you something. It's not just the great job that you do, but and being as thorough as you are, which is important, but it's also you go so far out of your way to be able to make the client feel comfortable, no matter what it is. Which is a talent, right? Because I've actually had I've actually had physical inspectors actually end up bombing the deal because of the way they put things, or whether maybe they've got some boilerplate in the contract, and I'd look at it and go, oh my God, I'm canceling. I'm reading this, I'm canceling. It's like I've never had that with you ever. Which is terrific, yeah.
Definitely.
So how's business changed? Has obviously it went kind of crazy, and it's still pretty crazy. Obviously, has anything? We had talked a little bit, and you had mentioned something about the clients have changed a little bit. Tell us about that.
The emotional base of real estate has changed dramatically in the last, 10 to 15 years, and people in the last year and a half, 2 years, of course, the impact of your home and your lifestyle is now something that people relate, and I don't say this casually, but they talk about their sanity. They talk about their emotional well-being, the safety and security of their family. Is so critical because, again, a year ago, if you didn't have a yard, where were you going to take your kids? I mean, they were literally bouncing off the walls. And for smaller people, smaller families, the importance of being able to just step outside, have a coffee, have a tea, whatever you're going to do, but be able to have a breath outside, the confines of your four walls. But home has taken on a new meaning, and it's not only the financial impact and the immediate wealth that one creates when they purchase a home, but it is the satisfaction of life and well-being.
Did I tell you the story? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Did I tell you the story of how I ended up with you? How I not found you, but how you and I kind of came to be? Is I was using somebody else. This was years and years ago, 20 years ago, and it was in a the person did a physical inspection for me. For my client who bought a itty-bitty apartment-type condo in Santa Monica.
You have to say it like her itty-bitty.
Itty-bitty.
Exactly.
Now, this was, when I talk itty-bitty, this was probably 600 square feet.
Okay, that's
right?
small.
And it had one of those floor heaters or something, and it was on a raised foundation, and this heater had all the working parts in it underneath the building, right? It was underneath, so he had to crawl for him to check it. So he checks it out, everything's fine. He says it's working okay. Well, she never used it while she was there. And the other people that were buying, because I sold it, and they did a physical inspection, and they went under there to check it, and they said, we want this to work. And she goes, well, why wouldn't it work? I mean, I've never used it, and it worked when I moved in. And the physical inspector never went and checked it because none of the guts were in the thing. So it couldn't have worked if it wanted to because it was missing all of the components that it was supposed to have that was underneath, and he never even went in, but he checked it off, said, oh, no, it works fine. And I went, okay, that's it. And that's how our relationship came to be, Annette.
On the floor.
Just took one. All you got to do is tell me, just lie to me once, and it's done.
Okay, I have a question because Annette, I'm sure, as you can imagine, we deal with inspections all the time. People come to us and say, "Oh, this wasn't disclosed, that was disclosed, blah, blah, blah. What is the biggest issue that you guys find? I mean, if you could say there was one thing that typically most houses have that is an issue, that would be what? I think I know, but I want to see.
Well, it usually involves one of two things. Number one, it's electricity that does not accommodate the current demand for power. How's that for saying something diplomatically? The second thing is heat and air. Heating and air conditioning is just, and no matter, you just have to close your eyes and say $10,000.
Right.
Heat and air.
Oof.
Bingo. Same thing with electricity is, new panels, outlets, etc. There goes $5,000. And those are the two things that usually strike me.
I was wrong. Shocking.
Oh, what was yours?
With us, are mold issues and roof issues.
Oh.
Yeah, that somehow don't get caught. But,
Yeah. Well,
see, interesting. But
it's
that
funny.
makes
I had
sense.
one time years and years ago. I sold a house, and the physical inspector that was hired by the buyer gave me the inspection report, and right behind the inspection report was the cost of how much he'll actually fix it for. So if I wanted to just call him and just have the sellers do all of the work, that would be okay. And it was $22,000 and change. And I went, "What is this?
You could do that.
You can't do that."
Oh, okay.
You can't,
Like, wait a minute.
You've never done that, have you, Annette? Actually, given them
not
say,
gonna tell
"Hey,
you
by the way,
now."
here's
called,
my."
It's called collusion.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
It's one of the 5 commandments of never do this in an inspection.
That's good to
Correct.
know. Wow.
Yep. Well, listen, we're running out of time here, kiddo. But all I can tell you is thank you for being my go-to person, because you are now and ever will be until I retire. And you know what? I mean, she's terrific.
She's great, and it is such an important piece of the puzzle for purchase for sale and to CYA, if you will, in the future, so you don't end up in my office. So yep.
And any of your realtors out there, you need to use her because she
Yes.
puts your clients at ease.
Exactly, which is huge.
Which is huge.
Huge.
Yeah. So Annette, how do we get a hold of you?
I'm easy to reach. I'm on the World Wide Web at castleinspection.com, and I am via telephone. Leave me a message or text at 661-433-6600. You can reach me on my Facebook page. I'm easy to call out.
That's awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And quit doing jobs that take you from early morning to way late at night. That's just crazy.
Unless
especially
you're
in
in
this
Santa
heat.
Monica and we
Unless
can
you're
go to
in Santa
lunch,
Monica,
then call me.
It's 6,000 square foot home, so it was
please.
probably about $24 million.
I'm in. Call me for that too.
All right, kiddo.
All right.
Thank you so much for
Take
being
care.
on the show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So should
All
we
right.
take a quick break?
I think we should.
We got more fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
As always, we'll be
Yep,
right back.
Stay tuned.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661-312-3561. It's that simple.
Castle Inspection is the top choice for home inspection in Santa Clarita. With over 20 years experience, make Castle Inspection your choice when buying your new condominium or home. From mobile homes to mansions, the outhouse to the penthouse, your best bet is Annette from Castle Inspection. An inspection is a fair and objective evaluation of the home's physical and mechanical systems. Expert knowledge, thorough research, and clear communication are what sets Annette at Castle above the rest. Schedule your appointment online now at castleinspection.com.
Marla Ferris at Augusta Financial is the consummate mortgage professional, committed to helping you turn your dream of homeownership into reality. With more than 22 years in the finance mortgage industry, Marla brings extensive experience and top knowledge to help make your loan experience hassle-free. Given her honesty, integrity, and attention to detail, she is the loan officer you can trust. Marla knows what it takes to get you the best loan, the best rate, and the best service in the industry. You'll find Marla Ferris at marla, FERRIS.com.
Take the stress out of moving. Affordable Quality Moving and Storage has been owned and operated in Santa Clarita since 1996. They excel at relieving you of the pressures of moving. You can be assured your belongings are safe and will arrive at your new location, whether it's down the street or across the country. Discover the difference. AQMS, Affordable Quality Moving and Storage. Read the reviews online at aqmsnationalmoving.com. AQMS, Santa Clarita's favorite moving company. Let's talk about insurance. Are your rates skyrocketing year after year, or do you feel like you would benefit from a professional advisor that works for you? Give the great team at Voy Insurance Solutions a call. Voy works with dozens of the best insurance companies to help you obtain competitive rates and comprehensive coverage. Homeowners, auto, business, and life insurance. Voy Insurance. Right price, right coverage, right now. Mention the Phil Nordella Show and get a free $10 Starbucks card. Visit voyinsurance.com. That's voinsurance.com.
I love it.
Right on!
Your hometown station.
Hey, okay, welcome back to Real Estate. It's that simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. Did we ever wave? Hi.
I do sometimes. Hello.
Yeah, that's nice. That's Taylor Williams-Moniz with child.
15 months
and our other
pregnant
child.
with
15 months
Oh,
pregnant. It's
Lord.
official.
Yep.
Okay, so interesting things.
Many,
right?
many.
So I heard somebody actually went and took the tour of the new 5 Points. They said there were like 50 models, and I thought, oh, okay. Well, tell you what, I think I'll pick a day. I was going to pick Wednesday. So I thought Tuesday I'll go drive by and really see how many models there are. So I went up by Magic Mountain, okay, and I went up and the guard stopped me. And I went, I just want to go through and see
These
the models.
are model
model homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case people aren't thinking you were, going
Like,
to see like
go-
lady
go
and
and
male
see the-
models or,
well, yeah.
Just saying, it's been that kind of day, you never know where we're going.
That's true.
Model homes.
So the guy stopped me.
He said, nope.
And of course, what do I say? Oh, no. I just want to see the model homes. I'm a realtor, right? Like I'm something special. And he goes, okay, you're going to have to turn around. And I went, what? Why? He goes, do you have a reservation? And I went, no, do I? He goes, yeah, you're going to have to get online, get on blah, 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 blah.com and then set a reservation. And I went, okay. So I went home and I got on blah, blah, blah.com. And it sent me over to their Lennar lender.
Okay.
It says, okay, you know what? Get pre-qualified, then we'll let you see the properties.
That's what was so wild to me when you told me that you have to get pre-qualified.
So then I get on another website thinking, oh, I'll get, something.
Well, did you do it just because you want to see it, first of all?
Yeah, no.
No,
I didn't
okay.
want to see him that bad.
Fair.
And so I got on another website that this lady actually made. She was smart. About a year and a half ago, she knew it's going to be amazing. I'm going to do a website that everybody will come to me and they'll want information thinking it's Lennar's website. And it does. It looks like Lennar's. So I ended up calling her. I said, hi, I'd like to get a time to go see the models. And she goes, oh, Phil, yeah, I'm a realtor too. And I went, oh. And she goes, yeah, no, I just did this website just to get business.
I'm surprised their legal hasn't nipped that in the bud.
Well, they haven't, which is interesting. But
Until
she goes,
now,
by the way.
Put it on the radio.
Oh, yeah. No, she's screwed.
Sorry, whoever you are.
So anyway, so she goes, oh, by the way, the website's kind of a waste of money because they don't want to cooperate with realtors. They don't want, they're like, you know what? We're not going to,
because
don't
they
bring us your
have
clients.
their own, because they want to deal with people individually. They don't want to pay the percentage.
See, exactly. See, this is what happens. In a really good seller's market, they go, do we really need these people? Do we really need realtors? We don't want to deal with them. We don't want to pay them.
So they pay their own people.
Well, they always pay their own people
Yeah.
because they've got people that sit in the actual, the new home track, right? They've got people that sit in there, and they make an hourly fee plus a little bit on each sale. Well, if they feel that people are going to come in,
go get a job doing that. Yeah, so we can get in. All right, thanks.
just make sure you get licensed first.
Sneak in.
So anyway, oh yeah, that'd be a good
That's
idea.
what I'm
Get
saying.
a job
He's
and then
the
you can
house babysitter. Yeah. So we can get in there. Come on.
A house babysitter.
I don't know. Just
No.
I'm a certified house babysitter.
No. And so anyway, I thought that was kind of messed up. And so, but this is what happens in a great seller's market. They go, we don't need you realtors. And so, sorry, we're not paying you.
Yeah.
But then it turns over to where it's a buyer's market, and they have no business, and then they come to us with their hat in their hand. Is there any way we're going to give you 2%? We're going to give you 3%. We're going to get 3%.
Ooh,
oh yeah. Well,
look out now.
It's interesting. Actually, I'll take 2% on some of those. That's fine. But here's the interesting thing: when they get really hard up and they've got a lot of inventory, all of a sudden you think, guess what? This is going to be 4%. This is going to be 3% plus. If you sell 2 or 3, then you're getting another bonus of another percent. And they're like just giving money. But right now they're like, we don't need you.
Well,
I know.
mean, if it works for
get
them.
I get it. It's just that, you know what?
I just feel bad that you drove up there and you were given the
I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
went, don't they know who I am? I have a radio
I'm
show.
gonna get my lawyer on the phone.
Yeah.
That's what you should have done.
Get my lawyer. It's
I bet
Taylor.
you I could
should've
have gotten
just-
in.
I
Just
should have
saying.
just handed you the phone.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably would
Okay.
have worked.
Speaking of interesting things when it comes to attorneys and realtors,
What you got?
Keller Williams and Exit Realty and dozens of others sued for discrimination.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, I don't want to say Keller Williams as a whole because there's no such thing really as a whole when it comes to Keller Williams being sued for discrimination. However, they do have individual offices, right? We
Right.
know that. So does Exit Realty. So does Realty Executives. So does RE/MAX. So does everybody, right? Well, this suit alleges that 36 real estate companies, agents, and landlords illegally refused to accept Section 8 housing vouchers in New York, Westchester County. What I think that's interesting about this is they set you up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a New York law firm working with a housing rights advocacy group on Wednesday sued dozens of real estate agents and companies, including high-profile players as Keller Williams, Exit Realty, and Century 21 franchise, Wednesday over claims of discrimination against lower-income tenants. So you know what? We'll kind of cut to the chase on this one. What happened is they did an investigation, and this is what they do. The investigation specifically involved HRI, which is Human Rights Initiative. They had testers posing as prospective tenants and calling real estate companies. During the calls,
Smart.
the testers asked if they could pay rent with Section 8 housing vouchers, which help lower-income Americans afford housing. Legal documents filed Wednesday in New York State court detailed dozens of alleged instances in which real estate company representatives illegally refused to accept the Section 8 vouchers. Naughty, naughty. That's not good. In one example, an investigator posed as a single mother and, according to HRI, texted the Libret Real Estate Group about a rental property. The investigator asked in her text message if she would be able to use her Section 8 voucher on the property. However, a screenshot of the text thread allegedly shows the representative from Libret responding to say, well, you know what, sorry, the building doesn't accept vouchers. In
Right.
a second example, the same thing. So I guess they're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that you've got these buildings that qualify for federally subsidized housing, right?
Yep.
They qualify for it. They
Sure.
have to accept it. There's no reason for them not to accept it. Like you were bringing up yesterday, you said, they're not getting paid from, let's say it's me and I'm Section 8. I don't get that money. It comes directly
Right.
from the government. So you're going to get your check.
I don't know exactly why they would say no then. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Sometimes maybe I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I think it's, borderline. Again, it's discriminatory, right?
Yep.
Because then it leads you to believe, well, why is the person on subsidized housing, right? I mean, and then you get into that entire rabbit hole. But these guys are not smart. I mean, this was blatant, too. I read the entire 42-page complaint. I think I printed like half of it. What? I know you're going to ask me questions about it, and I think it's interesting because I'm a weirdo.
Accelerated reader.
Yeah,
My
right.
goodness.
That's nothing.
I can do that too.
But
though.
I mean, it was blatant. It was wild.
It's crazy.
Each paragraph went through these, people that they had pretending to be tenants, and yeah, it was just outright. And there's no reason for it. So
yeah,
so this is they in trouble.
I'm not sure, but in our last minute and a half, Long Island man, you're going to love this. Long Island man continues 20-year stint
I hope my office
in a
is
house
listening.
on just one mortgage payment. Okay. Guramet Hanspal, that's his name, Guramet Hanspal.
Yeah, that's right.
Who hasn't made a mortgage payment on his home since 1998, avoided
Stop.
another court confrontation and eviction in early July.
Dude, I'm not even mad at this guy. I'm impressed at this
It's
point.
kind of.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he actually made one mortgage payment from his East Meadow home in 1998 and hasn't made another since, according to a report from the New York Post. Despite continued non-payment for over 2 decades, Hanspal has somehow avoided eviction by filing lawsuits and bankruptcies, according to court records. This property was foreclosed on a long time ago and is now owned by Diamond Ridge Partners, which recently brought Hanspal to court again. seeking to evict him from the home. But it seems like his ploy is it says right here, he's got 40 different realtors, attorneys working for him. And as soon as he fires one, he hires one the day of the court case, and that guy goes in and says, "Hey, guess what?
I know nothing about the case.
I just got it."
Yeah, that will fly for a couple of times, but then courts get savvy to it. I think that he used his bankruptcy muscle more. I mean, you're entitled to a discharge every 8 years, so I imagine he probably did some funky stuff with his bankruptcies. But I just saw this, and this is
Chapter
wild.
7, Chapter 11, Chapter 13.
Well, 13
he just keeps
is you
going,
get a payment
right?
plan. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Anyway.
Hey.
Yes.
Are you gonna have a nice weekend?
I am.
How do we get a hold of you?
dywlaw.com or 661-259-9000. And what about
awesome. You can get me at philnordella.com. Awesome website. Or call me at 312-661-312-3561.
It is a very good website.
Oh, thank you. So
and yeah, everybody try to stay cool this weekend. Right?
Yes, and be safe.
Yes,
and sane.
Patrick.
Oh, that was last week.
Yeah. But
Same,
we're all
same.
here. We all made it.
Yes, we did.
So hopefully we'll see everybody next Friday.
Awesome.
Alrighty, have a good one.
Have a nice weekend.
Deep beside me, I'm fading.